hello again, GreymanX6 here, and it's time for another Death Battle reaction. I haven't done that many of these anymore, because the last few involve franchises I don't really pay attention to, or ones where I haven't kept up with the latest entries and didn't really want anything spoiled. Halo being a good example, since I haven't played the last couple games, but Godzilla and Hulk? Yeah, I don't understand their entire decades-long mythologies, don't really know all the nitty-gritty details, but with such story characters, I understand enough, the basics, and I'm really hoping Hulk pulls out a win here, because they had him up against a Dragon Ball Z character and the Superman killer. I mean, yeah, it's hard to find people who can go through a few rounds with Hulk, but damn! He was in an uphill climb with both of those, and the king of the monsters, really? I hold no illusions. Hulk's probably going to go 0-3, but you never know. 3, 2, 1, let's go! Oh, we got the fight back!
The Hulk versus Godzilla.
Marvel's Green Goliath against the king of the monsters.
He's all glowy up like...
And it's our job to analyze their weapons.
Like -1.
Find out who...
Damn, that was such a good movie. And no more stupid dubbing anymore. And a quote from the late Bill Bixby.
What is the Hulk? Is he man? Is he monster? Or is he both?
He's a mean green smashing machine, the angry son of the Gamma Bomb.
A weapon designed by the greatest gamma scientist of all, Dr. Robert...
He's hanging around with this little kid called Charlie Tidwell, and she was escaping an abusive father, and she's kind of tagged along, and now she's a skinwalker, like a lycanthrope. It's a whole thing.
A pissed-off giant who must be really glad Bruce wears the purple stretch fit.
Standing 8 feet tall and stronger than 10 million men, the Hulk emerges when Banner's anger flares.
Don't make him angry. You won't like him when he's angry.
Of course, got to throw that line in there.
Banner suffers from dissociative identity disorder, with many different Hulks embodying alternate personalities.
Like Joe Fixer.
He needs to sit down with Moon Knight and have a talk, you know?
And the only Hulk who's got that drip.
The Devil Hulk is a violent, overprotective personality that Banner unintentionally manifested as a result of his father's abuse.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's why he let that girl Charlie tag along.
Is known as Savage Hulk. It seems he also developed from parental abuse, hence his childlike personality. Though I'd argue he's more clever than you'd expect.
The angrier he is, the stronger.
Yeah, I always like it when the intelligence of Bruce Banner bleeds through in some manner.
Bruce Banner. See, Banner's relationship with the Hulk is complicated.
Oh, they hate each other.
Mostly. Occasionally, they can come to an understanding. The alter best representing this would be the Professor Hulk, a balanced blend of Banner's brain and the Hulk's brawn.
The buffest nerd you'll ever meet. But what about when Bruce takes...
Yeah, why people complain about him in the NCU? Beyond me.
The Green Scar.
The World Breaker!
Without Bruce's temperament, the Hulk's power and fury surges, mixing Savage's rising strength with the personality and cunning of a warlord. The Green Scar is no mere superhero. He's a king and a conqueror.
Hulk is strong enough to lift 150 billion tons of rock, jump from New Mexico to Florida in a single bound, and shake all the dimensions connected by the crossroads at once. He was pinned down by the spear of Proxima Midnight, which holds the weight of a star, and was fine. And when we say World Breaker, we mean it. While sparring with Red She-Hulk, the two of them shattered a whole planet.
At one point, he was bound in chains forged from the essence of the first firmament, the manifestation of the first universe, which could bind eternity itself. Not even Galactus was capable of saving eternity alone, and the Hulk just broke it. By himself.
Maybe Thor should rethink calling himself the strongest Avenger, especially since the Avengers first assembled because none of them could take down Hulk on their own.
Speaking of Thor, the Hulk consistently battles on par with him, even when he held the Odin Force, with which he could command his hammer through infinite distances and match the power of Null, who killed countless Celestials. Even without it, Mjolnir can cross the universe in seconds.
Hulk tore a universe apart with just a clap. Good luck with that, Hammer Man. But the green guy's got way more going on than just brute strength.
As the Hulk's power stems from gamma, he can utilize and absorb it and
Can he
upgrade it
also
in various ways.
pull tectonic plates back together? A feat that's in the quadrillions of tons like Superman?
Wolverine barely slows him down.
And the angrier he gets, the more regenerating cells his body produces.
It gets weirder. Did you know that if he absorbs enough gamma, he can shoot lasers from his eyes and read people's minds? Oh, also, he can see ghosts and give him a good old-fashioned Hulk smash.
Of course,
Hulk
Hulk can punch
Comic
ghosts.
book borders themselves into the empty white between panels, a gutter space beyond time and concept.
It's usually only
How
Gwenpool.
She-Hulk can, for some reason, break the fourth wall and talk to the reader? Oh, wait, that makes sense now. It's all gamma.
Exactly. In real life, gamma rays are electromagnetic radiation similar to X-rays.
But in Marvel Comics, gamma comes from hell.
On Earth 616, gamma radiation is an
You're not
electromagnetic
wrong.
frequency that can manifest as either a wave, a particle, or something else. Something that nobody really understands.
Except for Bruce.
That's right. Dr. Banner is a certified genius with 7 PhDs. According to Norman Osborn, he's the 4th smartest person on the planet.
And that's comparing him to big brains like Reed, Doom, and Tony.
Banner built the Hercollider Synchrotron, a machine that can
Yeah, they're
scan
probably the
entire
other
multiverse
three.
with the speed of a hypermind.
Plus
He
Hank
created
Pym's
the
in there
Gamma
somewhere,
Core, which
right?
Can rupture space-time between universes. He built an interstellar radio on a deserted planet without any pre-established technology. He wired up Hulk like a starship, piloting him from the mind station.
Yeah, that was in
He
the
even built an
run
ultimate
before the one I
nullify.
mentioned
In
with
fact, the original
tagging
intent
along
of
with
his
the
analog
runaway
was to be
kid.
non-lethal, only targeting inorganic material.
But Thunderbolt Ross wanted something with a bit more boom. They can't blame him.
Fearing its ramifications, Banner developed the Gamma Bomb on his own, keeping its design secret. In the process, he tapped into an unknown form of gamma energy that breaks down reality and mutates it beyond actuality. On that fateful day, he opened the Green Door.
You know how we said the bomb killed Bruce? That wasn't some flowery metaphor or whatever. He died and came back as Hulk.
Came back from the below place, the hell beneath hell, the lowest possible dimension of reality.
It's trippy, but whenever Hulk dies, he goes there. Then a green door opens and he goes back to where he was before. Easy as that. It doesn't matter if he's been atomized, sliced up into jars, or digested by werewolves. If he goes through the door, he's back, ready to rumble. The green door did get locked into a red door, but he's easily broken through it multiple times. Not a problem.
It turns out that third form of gamma, this anomaly from the bedrock of hell, spawns from none other than the one below all, the dark side of the one above all.
That's right, God has a Hulk, and it wants Bruce to bring about the end of all things. But Hulk just said, nah.
So, what is the Hulk? An uncontrollable monster? A prison for a tortured soul? A super weapon for Armageddon?
Don't overthink it, Wiz. Hulk is Hulk, and Hulk's the strongest one there is.
And now, I'm probably not going to recognize
The year was
2/3 of the movies they're going to show in
The Kree
this.
gathered at Bikini Atoll to witness the power of the nuclear bomb.
But I have
With
kept
many
up with all the
beneath their
American-produced
feet, something
ones
ancient
and
stirred.
minus one.
Godzilla, the king of the monsters. He was pretty pissed off over the worst wake-up ever, so he swam to Japan for one hell of a crash out.
Japan was still recovering from the war, so seeing this mutilated
Okay, there's a bit of-
radioactive monster towering high like
That was a bit
mushroom
of
cloud
minus
wasn't just
one.
frightening, it seemed prophetic. The bomb was just the beginning.
It was also
Man
in
had
recent
sparked
years
the
only
end
when I
of
saw
time.
the original Japanese version of
And the
the
most
54
epic roar ever.
original.
Over the years, there have been many iterations of the beast.
Between movies, TV, comics, and cartoons, there's at least 27 different Godzillas stomping around, not including Manila, the Scrappy Doo of kaiju. Sorry, that's insulting to Scrappy Doo.
Despite the variety, Godzilla is somewhat consistent, so we'll examine his entire history, focusing on the larger releases. In most iterations, Godzilla is a rare theropod that went dormant for millions of years before nuclear bombs mutated it into a gargantuan radioactive monster.
Standing 165 feet tall, at minimum, Goji smashes through skyscrapers with ease.
Is he more
He's
like
so
just under
casual about
400
bullets
these
and rockets,
days?
They might as well be gnats. And the bombs did so much more than just pump up his size. He's got atomic breath.
A concentrated beam or spray of radioactive heat. With an estimated range of 1,100 miles, it can exceed 500,000 degrees Celsius, almost 90 times hotter than the surface of the sun.
But depending on how much radiation he's absorbed, or life energy from a giant pterodactyl, he can do way more with it.
His red spiral ray is a supercharged version that doubles in heat and power.
Only it's pink in the
spins.
U.S.
Or he can blast out of
Monsterverse.
his back and fly. Well, he could always do that, I guess. Look at him go.
With enough energy built up, Godzilla can blast a nuclear pulse out of his whole body, creating a massive wave of atomic destruction.
His breathing laser can even break through dimensions, like when he found himself face to face with a giant mech piloted by Hatsune Miku.
There's also a number of era-exclusive powers. Shin Godzilla can fire rays from his tail.
And Hanna-Barbera Godzilla
Okay.
can fire rays from his eyes. Pew, pew.
Effectively a living nuclear
Hatsune
reactor.
Miku versus
He possesses a
Godzilla.
natural phased
That wasn't on my bingo card.
automatically. And Godzilla Earth, who grew over 1,000 feet tall across 2,000 years, could make a barrier only penetrable by kaiju that can bypass physics.
And don't forget, Big G can ball with
Which
the best
most of them
them.
can,
And
guys.
Charles Barkley got him his own pair of Nikes.
Realistically, such a huge creature cannot exist and not explode in
Impressively terrifying Godzilla
bones
can
and
be when you're
blood.
bringing up this sort of thing.
Oh yeah? Why don't you find a better spokesperson for Dr. Pepper? Fine, let's talk about when his presence boiled the entire Arctic Ocean, or how he picked up and threw Biolante, which weighed 200,000 tons, or when he
Still one of my
no-showed
favorite
not only
movies, by the way,
Neptune,
and
but
the first one I
3
ever saw.
years.
Including the Permian period extinction event that happened about 200 million years ago.
Then he went to hell, fought some fucked up versions of God and Satan, and atomic breath that Space Godzilla so hard that he blew up the whole planet. That's scary enough for you? God, I want a Dr. Pepper.
With such awesome might,
I hate
he
Dr.
battled the
Pepper.
most dangerous of foes, like King Ghidorah and Gigan. In Godzilla vs. Megalon, Gigan flew from the M Hunter Nebula to Earth in 24 seconds, and that nebula is 30,000 light years away.
But sadly, OG Goji got done in by the cruelest weapon ever.
The Oxygen Destroyer. Developed in secret by Dr. Serizawa, this weapon could
And then in -1, it was
liquefy
just,
molecules.
trickery with
The
basic
demonstrations of such a weapon was
physics.
So detrimental, Serizawa took the secrets of its design to his early grave.
He got lucky. It doesn't matter what you throw at Godzilla. He never really dies. You can blow off his head, explode him from the inside, or crush him in a black hole. Then he'll come back.
Or evolve into an even more powerful form.
Could this be one of those draws? Because Hulk has the green door, and you've seen how much shit Godzilla can come back
And
from.
super forms. He's gone full shonen and powered up a few times. So much so, he almost kicked off a nuclear winter just by existing.
Even the Oxygen Destroyer could not permanently end the first Godzilla. His ghost possessed a robot, his bones summoned another Godzilla, and he rose as an undead revenant hell-bent on destroying Japan.
Okay, why Japan? Couldn't he pick on some other country?
He's stomped around the Americas a few times, but it just isn't the same. Godzilla is intrinsically linked with Japan.
I gotta show Zilla at some point, huh?
A reminder of the threat of nuclear war and what awaits those who peer too deeply into the unknown. But also, Japan's in Godzilla's perceived territory. To him, a stomping through Osaka is just another patrol.
He's not always so bad, though. He can be super protective, defending other monsters, his own kid, and sometimes even people. I'd say there's 2 types of Godzillas. The monster of nature's wrath and the guardian of planet Earth.
Well, there is a third type, but to understand that, we should first answer a question. How does Godzilla walk?
On 2 legs, Wiz, obviously.
But according to Square Cube law, those legs should be...
See, as I was mentioning before,
Here we go again.
A creature like Godzilla cannot realistically exist. This proved to be an elusive question for decades, even highlighted in Shin Godzilla, until a new theory was presented in the anime Singular Point. If Godzilla can't exist in our reality, what if he's from a different one?
What? Like he's an alien from another dimension?
Exactly! What if all kaiju come from a higher plane of existence with no regard for the known laws of physics? This dimension enters our reality in the form of archetype, a trans-temporal conceptual particle.
It's that red dust that's floating all over the place.
This archetype can enter any timeline to terraform the Earth and all of reality so that kaiju can exist. This theoretically explains why various Godzillas appear in so many universes. They all trace back to one singular point: Godzilla Ultima.
Sporting the wide grin of a demonic Oni, Ultima is...
Didn't the Ghostbusters comics use that to explain why we had the 2013 Girl Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters Extreme and the cartoon, and never mind.
Ultima's existence implies a far more complex origin for all Godzillas. Godzilla is a test for humanity, a challenge laid out by an eldritch entity from a dimension we are incapable of perceiving or comprehending.
It's kind of like how when we move an object and its shadow changes, we get why that happened. But to someone who exists in only a 2D plane, the shadow looks like it just randomly transformed into something totally different. Crazy to think about. Come a really long way from Big Lizard Smash Building, huh?
This shadow, wannabe god, desires to play with...
Like I said, I didn't know everything about Godzilla lore, and I didn't pretend to.
Through Ultima, this entity sees the universe as an interactable fiction and can control causality. Ultima himself is a singular point, one of many gateways through which the entity can tamper with reality.
Think of it this way. If something happens that the entity doesn't like, it can just say, that thing didn't actually happen, and presto, it no longer happened.
That's not to say such an event can't happen in the moment of occurrence, but the entity disconnects cause and effect and nullifies events in retrospect without regard for time.
And now my head hurts. TLDR, Ultima tried to bring about a catastrophe that would end the universe in like a week's time. So, a wacky robot and a time-traveling Alexa used a supercomputer and this familiar-looking doohickey,
The orthogonal diagonalizer.
to zap all of Archetype into its final form, cutting off the entity's connection to the universe.
But not killing it. Because while each Godzilla has its differences, one thing remains certain.
Godzilla is immortal, and that makes him the king.
Look at the skulls, gaze into their eyes. Now you are completely hypnotized. You've fallen into my evil trap. I order you, right now, go to deathbattle.gg.
Wiz, it didn't work. They're still here.
What? No, Boomstick, this is terrible. How can I get them to go to the Death Battle website?
Just tell them about all the cool Death Battle stuff they'll find, like a bunch of exclusive merch, every episode ever, even ones not on YouTube, and a bunch of behind-the-scenes goodies. So how about go to
Galaxio.
www.deathbattle.gg.
When are we gonna get something like Sailor Moon versus the Wings Club chick?
Go to deathbattle.gg. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Hoping for Hulk, but again, up against Godzilla, are you serious? Do they hate Hulk? Even better 3D effects than when he went up against Doomsday.
Evacuation is... Wait, look!
Oh, it's on! No car boxing gloves, oh well. Alright, doing all the classic Hulk stuff. Oh, that hurt.
Time for me to take over. We don't want any trouble. No! Hulk stays!
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Oh boy, it's like the -1 version. This is gonna suck! Or is it gonna be like gamma radiation that'll help feed him?
You think you're strong?
Looks like it.
Chicago
Wow, we're at World Breaker already. Then again, this is freaking Godzilla! Yeah, this is gonna take a while. Might not be a planet left, but what can you do? That'll cool him off in orbit for a while, and never mind. He went all woke-ass pink already! Damn! What do you do, blast him down to the below place with the green door and shit? No, but... there's no way that could have done it. And he didn't even have a lab coat. Oh, the shit with the Ultima version. Well, that was anti-climactic. So we have to deal with both Ultima and the below all place.
I understand.
Well, no surprise that Bruce Banner could figure out that reality-breaking stuff.
Have grown in size, but we believe we are.
Well, smash. A million, trillion to one and rising. That's the odds. Chance to nullify the madness behind the monster. 2 + 2 is 5. A right angle is 80 degrees. This element is beyond what we can perceive. Like gamma. 1,000 times.
No way. Is Banner
A million.
gonna figure it out?
A trillion. I just need one.
One shot against Godzilla? That's a lot to ask for. No way. Oh, that's right, but Hulk does punch through dimensions and shit. No way.
You did it, big guy. We did it.
Okay,
Holy
bring this baby.
fucking shit! Hulk wins one against the goddamn King of the Monsters!
Most versions
Color
of Godzilla can
me
blow up
impressed.
worlds and extinction level events, tag beyond light speed foes like Gigan, blow up planets. However, the Hulk is beyond that.
The big guy clapped a universe to bits and shook the infinite dimensions linked to the crossroads. In a straight fight with a classic Godzilla, 616 Hulk smashes the power advantage.
But factoring in Ultima changes things. The entity sees all of space-time and can manipulate its results at a whim. No matter how strong the Hulk got, Ultima could potentially negate it.
But Hulk broke chains made of the first firmament, which could overwhelm eternity.
An abstract concept of a being not entirely unlike Ultima's entity.
Even a small piece of the first firmament could
Okay.
break the multiverse.
Something that even Galactus couldn't really
Omniforce
do.
Thor, who is also on a celestial level of power.
So the gap in power becomes nebulous. Still, unless Hulk could remove Ultima from the equation, neither held a clear advantage in power and stats.
Especially when you look at their immortality.
This was practically a never-ending death loop. Even with their healing factors, both could technically kill each other, but then just come right back.
The green door instantly appears when Hulk goes to the below place, and the higher dimensional entity could always summon a replacement Godzilla avatar. So both Hulk and Godzilla could not stay dead.
Unless they could somehow prevent what was happening in those other dimensions. So let's examine the layers of their multiverses. Marvel's cosmos has infinite higher dimensions, which themselves are transcended by the astral plane, the superflow, and so on until you reach the House of Ideas, the domain of the one above all.
Since the one below
White
all
hot
mirrors the
room.
one above all,
Yeah, that saw a lot of action
the
during the whole
House of Ideas.
Fall of Krakoa
In
thing.
comparison, the cosmos of Godzilla's multiverse is just as vast and infinite, but does not have the same sort of transcending layers above and below. This means the below place, the Hulk's respawn point and source of power, is out of the entity's reach.
So the real question is, if they both can't die and Ultima's entity can't affect the below place, could Hulk somehow stop the entity before it destroyed the universe?
It all comes down to Gamma and Archetype. Ultima was defeated in the anime by using a trans-temporal superdimension calculator operating at infinite speeds to activate the orthogonal diagonalizer, turning Archetype against itself.
Ultima endlessly spews this stuff, so there's plenty to work with. And Hulk can reach into comic book gutter space, so he should be able to reach through a singular point. But that's not enough.
Fortunately for Hulk, it just so happens he knows someone who, like scientists who have defeated Godzilla in the past, is an expert on particles from a greater dimension that mutate reality beyond our understanding.
Who made it?
And all these people complain about Professor Hulk in the MCU. There's a reason I like the versions of the Hulk with Banner's intelligence.
Hell, the guy made an interstellar radio out of sticks and stones in a matter of days, and even built an ultimate nullifier. It's like he was made for this.
The Green Door waits for no Hulk, including Banner. Even if Ultima's catastrophe destroyed the universe, the Door could deposit Banner in a different universe, and he could continue the fight.
He had all the time in the infinite multiverse.
There was only one way this could end, and only one person who could make it so.
Even among gods and monsters, man was the Ultima weapon.
The winner is Bruce Banner.
Next time on Death Battle.
Alright, what do we got next? 200th episode?
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death
Okay.
Battle. Thanks for watching.